Welcome! This VCD is a to-the-point demonstration of accent and pronunciation for busy people on the go. We're going to talk about the different sounds in English. You need to be aware of how you speak and keep practicing these techniques all the time. Why? Because I will demonstrate the knowledge aspect of this, but the skill aspect needs to be taken care of by you. For example, if you were given a motorcycle repair manual and were asked to repair a motorcycle, would you be able to do it? Probably not, but a motorcycle mechanic would be able to do it very easily because the mechanic has put into practice his knowledge of the subject. So make sure that you practice these techniques that we're going to talk about every time you speak in English. Now, a good way of practicing is by using a mirror and an audio recorder if you have one. Try not to use these techniques when you're speaking in another language, because each language has its own accent. And by this, I mean the way your mouth, lips, tongue, and jaw moves is all different when you speak in a different language. Now, having said this, keep in mind that your mother tongue accent is a very precious thing to you. So you should reach a level of proficiency where you can change your accent from one to the other. So let's get cracking now. We're going to talk about the elements that go into speaking global English, consonant sounds, vowel sounds, syllable stress, and the American accent. Now, when it comes to speaking with an accent, we're slowly going to progress from one stage to the other. Over here, you see 4 stages. The first one is the regional accent stage, followed by the neutral accent stage, then the global accent stage, and then the American accent stage. So now let's look at this. The first stage is the regional accent. The regional accent has 2 factors in it. The first one is regional influence. So what is regional influence? Regional influence is the way you speak, the sounds that you make while speaking by virtue of being in a certain place geographically. And we have the mother tongue influence. So now the mother tongue influence is what we have as a result of being a part of a family and the speech sounds that are picked up while speaking with the family. So we have 2 factors here, the regional influence and the mother tongue influence. And both these factors are part of your regional accent. Now let's talk about the next stage, the neutral accent. That is when you neutralize certain sounds. We're going to talk about this a little later. Then you have the global accent. We're going to move from the neutral to the global accent. And then after that, we're going to try and get the American accent. So let me put this in perspective for you. In a regional accent, if you had to say the word water, that's how it would sound. Water. In a neutral accent, you'd say water. In a global accent, you're going to say water. And with an American accent, you're going to say water. So now do you see the progression from one stage to the other? It's wonderful. Once you start understanding the sounds in this video, you're going to be able to instantly change the way you speak. So let's move ahead now. Alright, now let's talk about pace. Now, what is pace? What do you think it is? Well, if you said that pace is the number of words you speak per minute, then you're right. So, how many words per minute do you think you need to speak at? If you said 140 words per minute, that's 140 words per minute, you're right again. Why do you think we need to speak at this pace? Well, for one thing, you don't want to squeeze out your vowel sounds. For example, if you want to say food and you squeeze out the sound by having a high rate of speech, it's going to sound like foot. For example, hey, did you enjoy your foot at lunch? The second reason is that you need to give yourself some time when you speak to use the consonant sounds that we're going to talk about a little later. Now here's an exercise that you have to do. Get a newspaper or book or any kind of reading material and mark out 140 words. When you've done that, start reading at the beginning. Start your stopwatch or your timer. You can use your wristwatch if you want to. And read all the 140 words and stop the stopwatch when you're done. If you're under a minute, it means that you're speaking too fast. And if you're over a minute, you're going too slow. Keep practicing till you reach 140 words per minute. Now you can practice this right now. Go ahead and pause the tape and go ahead and get right to it. Do it right now. Right now. Pitch. Now think about this. You're sitting at home one day watching TV, and the phone rings. And the voice on the other end of the line says, "I know who you are, and I saw what you did." What kind of reaction would that prompt? Yeah, you'd probably say, "Hey, Mickey Mouse, go home, stop bothering me." But now think about this. You're sitting at home watching TV, and then the phone rings, and the voice on the other end of the line says, "I know who you are, and I saw what you did." Now, what would your reaction be? Scared? Perhaps? Shocked? Yes, that is the power of pitch. Now, pitch isn't exactly the remote control. The B plus, when you hit that, the volume gets louder. It's not that. What pitch is like this. Do, re, mi, fa, so. So pitch can be high or low or even medium. With the phone call, the first call was in a high pitch. The second time round, it was in a low pitch. Stress. Now let's take a look at stress. A TV character from a famous American sitcom uses this line. But he doesn't say, "How you doing?" He says, "How you doing?" Try it. How you doing? That's right. Now he's stressing on two words here. You and doing. But is the stress the same on both of those words? No. What he does is, with the first word, you, he raises the pitch. And with the second word, he stretches it out. So you see, you can stress by changing the pitch, stretching out a word, or even changing the volume. For example, "How you doing?" Or "How you doing?" How you doing? Different ways of stressing on words. Pitch, stretch the word out, or change the volume. Tone. Tone is emotion. So a lot of times when you speak, you're not only conveying the words or information to someone, you're also telling them how you feel about it. It's a lovely day outside. If you're saying this to someone and also trying to tell them that you're angry about it, you're going to say it like this. It's a lovely day outside. Or if you're happy about it, you're going to say it like this. It's a lovely day outside. Or maybe you're sad about it now. You're going to have to say it like this. It's a lovely day outside. So it depends on how you want to convey something to somebody.